Welcome to Streaming News Network, where we deliver balanced reporting with the facts that matter. This edition is hosted by Claude McDaniel. Please like and subscribe.
This is Claude McDaniel, and this is Streaming News Network. We begin with our first report. A California man has been convicted of first-degree murder in the ambush killing of Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy Ryan Klinkenbrummer, a 30-year-old deputy who had recently become engaged. Kevin Eduardo Cataneo Salazar was found guilty in connection with the September 2023 shooting. Prosecutors said Salazar followed Klinkenbrummer after the deputy left the Palmdale Sheriff's Station. Less than a block away, Klinkenbrummer was stopped at a red light in his marked patrol vehicle when Salazar allegedly opened fire from another car and fled. A passerby later discovered the deputy unconscious inside his patrol vehicle. He was transported to a hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Investigators arrested Salazar 2 days later after information from local residents helped identify him. Authorities also recovered weapons and a vehicle believed to be connected to the case. Jurors determined that Salazar had lain in wait, targeted a law enforcement officer, and personally used a .22 caliber revolver in the killing. The verdict does not end the case. Salazar had pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, and the proceedings will now enter a separate sanity phase. That proceeding will determine whether he is committed to state prison or a state hospital. Klinkenbrummer was an 8-year veteran of the Sheriff's Department and a third-generation member of the agency. His family, colleagues, and fellow deputies have remained committed to seeing the case through, while remembering a deputy they say will never be forgotten. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network, delivering the latest news with unbiased analysis. This is Streaming News Network. CIA Director John Ratcliffe reportedly traveled secretly to Moscow this week, where he warned Russian officials against taking escalatory action against NATO, particularly the Baltic states. The visit came amid growing concerns within the United States that Russia could attempt to test NATO's resolve with a limited military incursion, cyber attacks, or other forms of aggression along the alliance's eastern flank. American intelligence reportedly believes such an escalation could occur as Russia's war in Ukraine continues without a major breakthrough. Ratcliffe also reportedly urged Moscow to reduce its military and economic support for Iran. The Kremlin confirmed that Ratcliffe held discussions with Russian intelligence officials but said he did not meet with President Vladimir Putin. President Donald Trump described the trip as largely routine. Meanwhile, concerns are growing that Russia could intensify its attacks against Ukraine as peace negotiations remain stalled. Reports indicate that Moscow may consider heavier ballistic missile strikes against Kyiv and other Ukrainian targets. Russian officials have also reportedly discussed the possibility of tactical nuclear weapons, although there is currently no indication that Putin has decided to use them. At the same time, Ukrainian strikes against Russian oil facilities and other economic targets have increased tensions, with Moscow accusing NATO countries of supporting attacks through weapons and intelligence assistance. Any deliberate Russian attack on a NATO member could have enormous consequences because Article 5 treats an armed attack against one alliance member as an attack against all. With reports of suspected Russian-linked incidents and potential provocations across Europe, governments are increasingly focused on preventing a wider confrontation between Russia and NATO. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network, delivering the latest news with unbiased analysis. This is Streaming News Network. A nationwide recall has been issued for one lot of 30 mg thyroid tablets after testing found the medication could be more potent than intended, potentially causing an overactive thyroid. The recalled product is thyroid tablets, United States Pharmacopoeia, 30 mg, manufactured by Vitruvius Therapeutics. The affected lot is number 504950, with an expiration date of September 30, 2026. The lot was distributed nationwide between January and September of 2025. The medication is used to treat hypothyroidism, or an underactive thyroid. If the tablets contain excessive levels of thyroid hormones, patients could develop symptoms associated with hyperthyroidism, including unexplained weight loss, fatigue, muscle weakness, high blood pressure, chest pain, a rapid heartbeat, or abnormal heart rhythms. Older adults, pregnant women, and infants may face greater risks, particularly if excessive thyroid hormone exposure continues over time. The manufacturer says it has not received reports of adverse events known to be connected to this recall. Patients taking the affected lot are advised not to stop their medication on their own. They should contact their healthcare provider for guidance and, if necessary, a replacement prescription. The recall affects a specific lot, not every thyroid medication. Consumers should check their medication packaging and lot number and speak with their healthcare provider or pharmacist if they believe they have the recalled product. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network. This is Streaming News Network. An armed man arrested at President Donald Trump's California golf course allegedly had detailed information about the schedules of First Lady Melania Trump and members of the president's Secret Service security team. 38-year-old Janine John Tale was arrested earlier this month at Trump National Golf Club in Rancho Palos Verdes. According to information presented during a court hearing, investigators say Tale possessed 7 notebooks containing more than 200 pages of drawings, sketches of the golf club, security information, and schedules connected to the Presidential Protection Detail. Authorities allege Tale was seen taking photographs and videos while appearing to monitor security preparations ahead of President Trump's visit. When he was detained, deputies reportedly found a 16-round magazine loaded with hollow-point ammunition in his clothing. A search of his vehicle allegedly uncovered a loaded pistol with a round in the chamber and another ammunition magazine. Investigators later searched his home and reportedly recovered additional firearms, body armor, high-capacity magazines, ammunition, radio equipment, and notebooks containing statements authorities described as concerning. Tale reportedly claimed he worked for the State Department and was at the golf course as part of a security assignment. His public defender has urged people not to assume his motives, emphasizing Tale's military service and family support. A judge described the allegations as alarming. However, criminal proceedings have been suspended after an evaluation found Tale currently unfit to stand trial. His case has been transferred to a mental health court, and he is expected to remain in custody until a September 9 hearing. Federal and local authorities continue investigating the circumstances surrounding the arrest. This is Streaming News Network. A Florida man is facing a manslaughter charge after investigators say his friend died from a BB gun pellet that entered his lung. 36-year-old Jabari Coward is accused in the death of 34-year-old Sean Johnson in Fort Pierce. Police responded to a home Saturday evening following a report of a shooting. Officers found Johnson in the driveway with a puncture wound to his right armpit that investigators said was consistent with a BB gun pellet. Paramedics treating Johnson reportedly discovered that his lungs were filling with blood, indicating the projectile had entered his lung and caused a life-threatening injury. He was rushed to a hospital but later died. According to investigators, Coward initially claimed Johnson had accidentally shot himself. However, police said the BB gun had a relatively long barrel, making that explanation difficult to reconcile with the location of the wound. Witnesses reportedly told detectives that Coward, Johnson, and 2 other men had been shooting at trees in a backyard. At one point, Coward allegedly asked to handle the rifle. After receiving it, investigators say he turned toward Johnson and fired. Witnesses said Johnson grabbed his side, walked away, and eventually collapsed. Detectives said Coward continued to maintain that Johnson had shot himself, despite being confronted with witness accounts. He eventually requested an attorney, and questioning stopped. Coward was arrested and booked into the St. Lucie County Jail. He is being held on a $50,000 bond. A subsequent court date was not immediately available. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network, delivering the latest news with unbiased analysis. This is Streaming News Network. Hollywood legend Jack Nicholson has largely stepped away from public life, choosing a quieter existence at his longtime Beverly Hills home rather than remaining in the spotlight. The celebrated actor became increasingly reclusive in recent years and was rarely photographed publicly. After a lengthy absence, he was seen again in 2023 at a Los Angeles Lakers game alongside his son, Ray. He was also spotted in New York in late 2025, using a cane while greeting fans. Nicholson reportedly maintains a substantial real estate portfolio, but his preferred residence is his longtime compound along Mulholland Drive in Beverly Hills. The property spans several acres and has deep personal significance for the actor. He purchased the original home decades ago and later expanded the estate by acquiring neighboring properties. His current lifestyle is a dramatic change from his younger years, when Nicholson was known for Hollywood parties and an active social life. Friends have said that he now prefers privacy, reading, relaxing, and enjoying the peaceful surroundings of his home. Some reports have raised questions about Nicholson's health, including speculation about cognitive decline. However, people who have known him have disputed some of those claims, saying he remains engaged and capable of thoughtful conversation. Nicholson has also made clear that he no longer feels compelled to return to acting. According to longtime associates, he prefers spending his days on his own terms rather than taking on another film project. The actor has been married once and has 6 children with 5 different women. He also had a long relationship with actress Angelica Houston. After decades as one of Hollywood's most recognizable stars, Jack Nicholson appears to have chosen something very different, a private and peaceful life away from the cameras. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network. This is Streaming News Network. An Indiana woman is facing felony charges after police say she repeatedly punched a child in the head in a church parking lot following an argument over water. 44-year-old Amy Fuller of Warsaw was arrested over the weekend and charged with felony domestic battery and felony neglect of a dependent. Police were called to a church parking lot Saturday afternoon after witnesses reportedly saw Fuller striking a child. Officers later stopped the vehicle Fuller was driving and found her with the child and another youngster inside. According to investigators, Fuller was speaking on her cell phone and allegedly described the child as being out of control and not listening. The child reportedly told officers that Fuller had struck them only once on the leg. Police said the child appeared frightened and had a visible hand-shaped mark on the leg. However, several witnesses reportedly gave investigators a different account. They said the child repeatedly asked Fuller for water before Fuller allegedly responded angrily and dragged the child toward her vehicle. Witnesses told police that Fuller then allegedly punched the child several times in the back of the head. The child was taken to a hospital for examination, where medical personnel reportedly found a large lump on the back of the head. When questioned, Fuller reportedly denied hitting the child but allegedly said the child had been embarrassing her in front of other people. Fuller was booked into jail and later released after posting a $750 bond. If convicted on both charges, she could face several years in prison and a maximum fine of $10,000. The allegations remain unproven in court, and Fuller is presumed innocent unless convicted. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network, delivering the latest news with unbiased analysis. This is Streaming News Network. A tragic airport accident in Montreal has claimed the life of a ground worker who was struck by a passenger aircraft during preparations for departure. The incident occurred Monday at Montreal Trudeau International Airport in Quebec, Canada. Authorities said the worker was employed by Samsic, a company responsible for ground handling operations. The aircraft involved was an Airbus A350 operated by French B. The incident occurred during ground operations as the aircraft was being pushed back before a scheduled flight to Paris-Orly. French B said the exact circumstances remain under investigation and that it is cooperating fully with Canadian authorities. The airport authority expressed deep sadness over the death and said support was being provided to employees and passengers who witnessed the incident. The victim's identity has not been publicly released. The Quebec coroner's office has also been notified and is examining the circumstances and cause of death. Airport officials said they would limit further comment out of respect for the victim and the person's family while the investigation continues. The fatal incident comes after other deadly accidents involving airport operations in North America earlier this year, including the death of an airline employee in Orlando and another fatal incident involving a passenger aircraft at Denver International Airport. For now, investigators are working to determine exactly how the Montreal accident occurred. Our thoughts are with the victim's family, friends, colleagues, and everyone affected by this tragic event. I'm Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network. This is Streaming News Network. Miley Cyrus is remembering her godmother, country music legend Dolly Parton, following Parton's death at the age of 80. Cyrus shared an emotional tribute, describing the pain of losing someone she considered much more than a godmother. She said some of their most meaningful memories were private moments away from the public spotlight and would remain close to her heart. Cyrus said she believes Dolly would want her to experience the grief, turn those emotions into music, and continue moving forward with strength. She also said she will always love her godmother and hopes to make her proud. The relationship between Cyrus and Parton extended well beyond their family connection. Parton appeared as Cyrus's godmother on the television series Hannah Montana and remained a close mentor in her personal life and music career. The two performed together on several occasions, including collaborations involving Cyrus's songs and Parton's music. Their connection became even more remarkable when the pair learned through genealogical research that they are distant relatives. The two were reportedly identified as seventh cousins, once removed, sharing an ancestor from Tennessee. Cyrus has previously described Parton as being like a mother to her and recalled receiving deeply affectionate advice and letters from the country music icon. Parton was also known for offering Cyrus guidance throughout her career, including a philosophy encouraging them to remain true to themselves while maintaining their close bond. Dolly Parton leaves behind an extraordinary musical legacy and a network of family, friends, artists, and fans who regarded her as an inspiration. For Miley Cyrus, the loss is deeply personal, but she says Parton's memory will remain present in the beautiful things she encounters and in the music she continues to create. I am Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. Thank you for watching and staying informed.
Thank you for viewing Streaming News Network videos, and also short and special reports. Please like, subscribe, and tap the bell to be notified of additional reports.